refugee application. So during the meeting, there are some few issues that came up. One of them is overstaying or misuse of immigration regulations, and then regular and frequent application for refugee status for Ghanaians. The Japanese authority has emphasized the need for stronger compliance of their rules and highlighted the importance of lawful immigration practices. They further indicated that continued trends of irregular immigration and non-compliance could result in a stricter scrutiny of Ghanaian nationals in future visa applications. So during the meeting, they were also telling us that if things are not put in proper perspective, in the near future, they will be so much concerned about visa application to our fellow nationals who are intended to come here, and that will definitely affect us as a nation. I'm just trying to lay the background for this particular engagement we are having now, for each and everyone to understand why there is a need for us to organize this program, so that during your contribution, you could help us as an embassy and as a Ghanaian community so that we can provide a solution to this emerging phenomenon that comes up. The embassy considered this development a matter of serious concern, not only because of the potential implication for affected individuals, but also because of the broader impact such situation may have on Ghana's image and the long-standing relationship between the two nations. As many of you may know, this year or next year mark a significant milestone in Ghana-Japan relationship. You know of Nogoshi's centenary celebration, the 50th anniversary of the Japan Overseas Cooperation Volunteers Program in Ghana, and the 70th anniversary of Ghana-Japan diplomatic relations. So all what we are also trying to draw attention to is that next year, Ghana is going to have very important milestone or celebration with Japan. Ghanaians community know very well of Noguchi, who traveled to Ghana over 100 years ago, started a research in the tropical disease, which he has to pay his life for. So the government of Ghana decided to celebrate that anniversary. We also know of Japan Overseas Volunteers. 50 years ago, Japanese community decided to provide those volunteer services in our country. And Ghana decided to celebrate the 50th anniversary of that important program. 70 years ago or so, as soon as we had independence, Ghana entered into diplomatic relationship with Japan. So we put all these three anniversaries to improve our relationship. And we are thinking that if things are not put in proper perspective, all these programs will be affected, because we need our brothers to travel also to attend some of these programs. And if you are not very careful, we've not taken things, we've not organized ourselves where we've failed to do the right thing, things may not be in the good side of Ghana. It is therefore important that Ghanaians living in Japan conduct themselves in a manner that protect and preserve the positive reputation of Ghana and a strong bilateral relation that exists between our two nations. Today's session, therefore, has been carefully organized to provide practical information and guidance to members of the Ghanaian community regarding Japan immigration systems. So the program today is to offer opportunity to everyone, those of our brothers living here, those also are planning to come to Ghana, to understand the systems. We believe that some of you may not be abreast with the laws, and that is why some of these things do happen. And we strongly believe that this is the opportunity for you to understand the issue very well, so that from now onwards, whatever might have been happening in the past will be put an end to it. The embassy believes that education and awareness remain among the most effective tools for preventing immigration-related difficulties and protecting the welfare of our nationals abroad. We are confident that this engagement will help clarify many important issues and provide you a useful guidance to our community. I also wish to ensure that the embassy remain committed. I also want to assure you that the embassy remain committed to constructive engagement with the Japanese authorities in spirit of cooperation and mutual understanding. At the same time, we encourage all members of Ghanaian community to remain regular, to maintain regular immigration status, comply with the laws of Japan, and seek accurate information through official channels rather than rely on third-party advice from third party. Before I conclude, I would like to commend Professor Samuel Amponsa, the, the Ghana the chairman of Ghana Association of Japan, and their continued support and collaboration with the embassy in promoting community engagement and welfare. I wish you all a fruitful celebration this evening, and it is my wish and that of the embassy that today's engagement will open the eyes and bring us to better understanding of how each and every one of us should conduct he or herself in this country. Thank you very much. And once again, I welcome you to the program. Thank you.
And you said it all, and I believe that compatriots are geared to listen to Madame. And so thank you once again. Thank you. Now, at this juncture, I want to um, invite our main speaker. But before doing so, I would like to kindly introduce our speaker because she's not just anybody. We need to know who is speaking to us. We need to know the substance of the person speaking to us so that we can pay attention to whatever she is saying to us tonight. She has a lot of experience. Uh, the name is, as AG said, is Miss Kauru Onda, and she's an immigration lawyer. She has several years of experience, right from 2020 to 2022 present. She has been an immigration lawyer. She has worked at the family court as a mediator in Tokyo Family Court. She has also worked as an administrative lawyer. She has been engaged and involved in issues of immigration, system development, overseas sales, and other things. She's played major roles so far as immigration matters are concerned. And today, when we were AG, HE, and some of us at the embassy were trying to get her, we didn't know that she could even avail herself at such a short time with the help of Popson. And so we are really glad, Madam, that despite your busy schedules, you decided to, join us and share your wisdom with us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, help me welcome Lawyer Onda. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for great opportunity tonight. And then I'm sorry, I have to say, and my English is not good. So if there is any problem, please help the Krista. Okay. And then I'm immigration lawyer, and I have 8 years experience. And then I handled 25 countries clients. And then especially I handled supporting for visa and nationality for resident in Japan. And Japan's immigration system has been undergoing and rapidly changing in recent years, you know already. And then, due to time constraints, I will be explaining on the basic today. I hope this lecture will be of assistance to you. Okay, then let's get started. Can I show my PDF? Share the PDF? Yes. Mm, okay. Please, please change the next page. Mm, thank you so much. And then, this in Japan, resident status and visa, there is two types. You uh, you you always say that visa is issued by the Japanese embassy, and then normally you have a residence card, right? And then residence status. That means that the residence status issued by the immigration in Japan. And then residence status, there is the 29 types of residence status. Please change the next page. Next page, please. There are 29 types of status of residence in Japan. So there is so much, so many. And then these are broadly divided into four category. One is work visa, and second, and the status basis on status in society. For example, permanent and spouse visa and long-term visa. And third, and status where employment is a permit. For example, student visa and a temporary visitor and a dependent visa. And fourth, status for activities specially approved by the immigration. For example, residence name, designated activities. And then please change the next page. Oh, deleted enough. Oh, okay. The main difference between these four categories is employment. Under category, before the change, please, before the pages, before. Mm, sorry. Under category 3, employment is generally not permit, not work. And under category 2, there are no restriction on work. The visa can work everything, full-time job and build a own business. That's a different, main different. And the next, change the next page. And today, let's look at some of the most popular residence status out of the 29 available. Please, next page. First, special technical humanities science visa. Japanese name 技術人文知識国際業務。 This is the status for white collar job. The requirements are that you must have a university degree or at least 3 years work experience. Third, and you must be engaged in office-based work. Key points for the assessment are: one, is it related to your educational background and major? Second, does it match the actual work with the job of the contract of agreement? If if there is a discrepancy between your actual work and your education background, your application will be refused. Furthermore, if you are actually working in a factory, this constitutes illegal employment, which may result in your visa being revoked and you being deported. Third, is it paying above the minimum wage? In Japan, we have a minimum wage. The minimum wage of Tokyo in 2025 is 1,226 yen per hour. This wage is changed each year, every year, in each October. And Tokyo is 126 yen, and Saitama 1,140 yen, 1 yen. Chiba 1,140 yen. Kanagawa is 1,225 yen. Employers are not permitted to pay wages lower than these minimum rates. So please change the next page. Next page. So if you wish to undertake simple tasks, labor law, just like labor law, there is a SSW visa. This status of residence in granted provide certain conditions are met. Condition. There is a condition. First, no educational requirements. Second, pass the Japanese language exam. And 4 level. You will need Japanese language proficiency at JLPT and 4 level. The JLPT is held twice a year. However, the JFT is held 6 times a year. There is a many chance. The JFT is easier than the JLPT. So I recommend you take a JFT examination. Third, pass the scale exam requires 4 trades. SSW requires pass the 2 examination. One is a Japanese language. Second is a skills exam. That's the number third. And there are SSW is a 15 recognized sector for SSW work. Each sector has its own skills test. For example, for building cleaning, there is a building cleaning skills test. For accommodation, hotel, there is an accommodation skills test. These are organized by various government ministries. For building cleaning, it is a Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare. Accommodation falls under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism. As I cannot explain all 15 categories today, please refer to the website of the relevant ministry for each category. And final, 4, must have an employer. This SSW is a work visa, so you have to find an employer. And after After you prepared these conditions, you can apply the SSW. Please change the next page. These are 15 specific sectors for SSW. For first, caregiver, and building cleaning, and industrial goods manufacturing, construction, and then accommodation and railways, agriculture, and food and beverage manufacturing. But restaurant and catering service is already ends of 13 April this year. And forestry, timber industry. These are SSW. You can work at this sector for the as a SSW. These are very simple job, and the condition is very simple. So I think you can get a visa as easier than humanity visa. Before earlier I explained. Please change the page. Please change the page. Before I want to explain the business visa. So before before the page. No, before back. I want to explain. Yes, that's right. Mm. I I'd like to explain the management visa. There are changes to the rules last year. So let's look at the change one by one. First, change. I explained the change point. One, em- employ one full-time staff member at least. You must employ at least one full-time staff member. Depending on the industry, there are companies that do not employ staff. In such cases, you must provide a reason for not employing staff. Two, the minimum capital requirement has been increased from 5 million yen to 30 million yen. Very huge amount. And three, Japanese language proficiency is required. Regarding Japanese language proficiency, staff or applicant must have Japanese language proficiency test, JLPT entry level. Furthermore, they must have resided in Japan for 20 years or more. And then they must have graduated from a Japanese university or high school. To provide Japanese language proficiency, it's necessary to meet the condition listed above. An increasing number of companies are already having their business management visa refused upon renewal. If a company has extremely low turnover capital that has been eroded or high level of debt, its visa may be refused upon renewal. Please change the next page. And finally, last, I'd like to explain long-term visa. So many people confused the meaning long-term visa. This is a status granted by the immigration as a special measure of humanitarian grounds. For example, people of Japanese descent, just like half Japanese, and the divorce. If you are residing in Japan on a spouse visa, but wish to remain after divorce. If your spouse has passed away, widower, and stepchildren, and adopt children under the age of 6, refugee, and custody and upbringing of biological children of Japanese. If you are raising the biological child of Japanese nationality in Japan, you can stay in Japan to care of the child. If any of these apply, you may be able to continue living in Japan as a long-term resident, subject to certain conditions. Next, please turn to the next page. And then legal consequences of breaching the conditions of each visa. Please change the page. Work permission. Student visa and the dependent visa requires if they want to work in Japan, they have to apply the granted a work permission. Work permission is limited, and they can work only 20 hours per week. If you penalty for violations, illegal employment, crime of promoting illegal employment for foreigners. And if you work over the time, impact of visa revocation, canceling, deportation, cannot enter more than 5 years. Prohibition of entry for 5 years. And then please change the next page. Please change the next page. Please. Thank you. And then please be back to the page. Please next page. Oh, please back. No, back to page. Yes, this one. Adjective cause of overstaying. Illegal residence refer to a situation where a foreigner remains in Japan without holding a legal status of residence or landing permission under the Immigration Control Acts. Classified into the 3 categories. 1 is illegal entrance. 2, illegal landers. 3, overstayers. I'll explain one by one. Please change the next page. Illegal entrance. And when someone arrival at the airport, and the immigration checks, but immigration permit entry, you can entry in Japan, but immigration checks and they want to enter someone not permitted. They have to go back to home country. This is a flow, immigration checking flow. And change the next page. Illegal landers. A person who enters Japan without undergoing immigration and without obtained permission. They don't have the visa, and they don't have a passport, and they just only have ticket, air ticket, and the immigration checking that cannot check the um, who someone and where from where someone come from. They don't, they can't checking. Please change the next page. Overstayers. The state of remaining in Japan illegally after the period of stay or the validity of the visa has expired. The causes the period of stay has expired. Refusal of renewal or change status. When someone applied a renewal or some change status, but immigration cancel, not refused the someone's application, and then they cannot apply any visa, and then they become the overstaying. Third, revocation of status of residence. And it was, for example, student visa. They can when they cannot they did not go to the school, and then immigration checks the student visa, and they did not go to school, and they cancel the student visa. So they student visa become the overstaying. They cannot change the status at the reason in the reason. The change the pages, please. Illegal working. This is very important. Working in a job different from the one declared. Someone works at a company, but actually someone worked at a B company. This is illegal working. Not working for the company declared. Someone works as an engineer at the company, but someone worked at a factory. This is illegal working. And working despite being ineligible to work. A person without a license card. Or in that case, the someone already become the overstaying. Overstaying and the tourist visa holder cannot work. And then if someone worked illegally, immigration obtained a penalty for the foreigners and penalties for company, both of them. Penalty for foreigners, imprisonment, fine, and revocation of status, deportation. Penalty for companies, imprisonment, fine, disclosure of company name, administrative guidance, business suspension. That means the company cannot hire the foreigners anymore. Change the next page. I'd explain the refugee application. Change the next page. And Japan is reluctant to accept refugees. This is because the screening process for refugee application is much more diligent than in other countries. This is a statistics. Please show this statistics on refugee recognition. In last year, number of applicants for refugee, 11,298 cases. But number of persons granted refugee long-term visa, just only 187. This is very few. And the number of persons granted subsidiary protection status, 474. Its competition is very important. And then in Japan, cannot don't accept a refugee. Change the state, change the pages, please. Please change the pages. In Japan, definition of the refugee in Japan, two types, convention refugee, and the second, persons eligible for subsidiary protection. Convention refugee is a person who meet the criteria for refugees as defined in the Refugee Convention, Refugee Act. Persons eligibility for subsidiary protection. Persons who do not qualify as refugee but are approved as requiring protection similar to the afforded refugees. Please change the pages. This is the refugee process. Some applied refugee and not accept and accept and accept start of the review for refugee and if there is no problem, the immigration approved approved to be obtained a long-term visa. But some applied application for refugee, immigration not accept the application. They granted specific activities for preparation for departure, and some have to go back to home country. Applicants, when someone applied application for refugee, immigration accepted start of the review. After that, immigration not approval for refugee to cancel the application, refugee application. Immigration granted specific activities, preparation for departure, and go back to home country. This is a very complicated process. Please change the pages. If someone happened meet agents and false promises, please change the page. Factor the agent prepared the documents but did not fully understand the details of application. Consequence, denied entry at Japanese immigration at the airport, subject to deportation 5-year entry ban. It will become difficult to obtain a visa at the embassy in the future. Measures, obtain a copy of the application form. Contact the sponsor or guarantor directly to confirm the detail. In that case, agent don't give the copy application form to applicant. But application is like the human rights. So please ask them to give the application copy and please keep it. And then please contact the sponsor or guarantor directly once. Many cases, sponsor and guarantor is imitation. So they don't know about your application. So someone arrival at the airport, and then at the time someone um, know the what happened this session. Sponsor and guarantor is imitation. It is very um, strange, and it's not good things. So please, um, when you apply the application in home country, please keep the application form. Please change the next page. Deportation and enforcement. Please change the someone become the overstaying, and then someone wants to surrender to immigration. This is the surrenders follow. When someone surrender, immigration ask them ask you to select the two types. First, leave Japan, and then second, reside Japan. Immigration asked uh, ask to select which one, and leave you select leave Japan, go back to want to go back to country. Immigration issued a departure order, and then it takes to approximately 2 months. You can go back to home country, and then and the departure order is penalty is a departure 1 year entry ban. So after more than 1 year, you can go back to Japan. And then decide Japan. You select a decide Japan. Apply for the special permit to stay. But this application is very difficult, and the immigration does not accept this application. So inspectional period is very, very long. It takes a few years. And so many immigration does not permit this application. This is not easy. And immigration does not permit this application. Immigration orders a deportation. And then and then deportation penalty is a departure 5 year or 10-year entry ban. If you select this reside Japan, there is a risk. Please change the next page. These are the process of deportation. I already explained. Please change the next page. If arrested by the police, my client, a few years ago, my client, she is overstaying, and then um, on the street, police called her, and they asked to show the residence card, but she is overstaying, so she does not have a residence card, and then police arrest her as a overstaying. And then if you are if you are arrested by the police, you will not be able to use a mobile phone. So therefore, you should keep your family's phone number and your lawyer's business card in the wallet. And then mm, first, uh, if when you arrested the police, you you have to detention at the police station up to 70 second hours, extendable by up to 10 days. Appointment at the in meanwhile, appointment of the lawyer, court appointed or privately detained. Because in Japan, arrested person have to hire the lawyer. So, but private lawyer is very expensive. So in Japan government, um, can hire the court appointed lawyer. This is very lower cost. But they don't they don't work 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 they don't work as a client. So I recommended to hire the privately retained lawyer. In the embassy's view, it would be advisable to recommend a trial lawyer, private lawyer. Mm. And then after 70 hours, um, start trial in court. It takes 2 or 3 months, and then in meanwhile trial, you should stay in the police station, and then after court decision the con, if you conviction, after that immigration start from start immigration procedures. This is the deportation proceedings. Immigration come to the court, and immigration staff take them to the immigration office. Okay, change the process, change the pages. How to ensure compliance with the law? Please change the pages. Decent trans inspection of immigration. You know already, last year, Prime Minister changed in Japan. So immigration rule is getting the strictly one day, day by day. So recently, renewal application, immigration check the strictly. I want to share the point, the immigration inspection point. Well, first, no outstanding tax. Please pay the tax. If you have the delay and not paying tax, immigration cancel the visa. A kind of the big tax is an individual residence tax and health insurance tax. My client, um, he did not pay the health insurance tax in for 2 years ago, but he paid installment, but immigration, why you pay by installment, and then when renewal, mm, he did not explain about the installment payment. So immigration, his renewal was cancelled, and the immigration obtained the activity preparation departure. So he have to go back to the home country. If if he explained about the installment reason, he cannot mm, he may be he may be immigration may be obtained a renewal. So mm, if if you have delay payment, please consult an immigration lawyer or explain to the explain the delay payment reason to immigration. And the second, extended stay abroad. Recently, immigration check the um, check the um, to pass uh, passport like passport record, and then if you leave out Japan more than 3 months a year, immigration had was cancelled your visa. So if you leave the Japan more than 3 months a year, you have to explain why you leave the Japan more than 3 months a year. My client, he has a business visa holder, and his father sick last year, so he have to care his father at the home country, and he have to he have to explain um, ex- the reason to immigration when renewal. But immigration obtained the permit his extended. We explain the reason. Third, engaging in activities in appropriate to the status. Illegal employment, imitation marriage. Four, no traffic offenses. This is very important. S- mm, Immigration take the traffic offenses, speeding and hit and run, and the consequences pronounced processing times or refusal of renewal. Immigration cancel the visa. So that's why please clear this point. And if you have this point, please consult the immigration lawyer or ward office or the immigration. Please change it. Legal change of residence status. Designated, if if you have a designated activities, please change. You can change the with work visa and student visa and family visa. These are official visa. Please. Second, student visa is work visa, and the spouse visa, long-term visa, can change, switch the visa. Dependent visa can switch a long-term visa or specific activities. Mm. Please change this pages. I explained one things, designated activities for preparation. When when you when you cancel the renewal and change status, immigration obtained the designated activities. That there is a two types, 30 days and a 31st days. This is very different. 30 days is cannot reapply. 31 days is can reapply because the difference is whether the 2 month special period applies. Special period that special period is means I should I please show this below following the uh, um, following and your for example your mm, your your period of stay is April 1st, but you applied March 12th, and then immigration does not um, issue the result, and hmm, if you submit your application before your period of stay expired, you will not consider to be overstaying even if the deadline passes. So that is a special period. Change the pages. Mm. Please change the pages. Mm. Final word. Mm. I want to say you uh, and I want to uh, you deep you listens deep better in Japan. You know, consult and if you have any problem, please feel free to consult an expert, trial lawyer, and immigration lawyer like me, and then understand the rules in Japan, immigration rule and the tax rule and mm, anything. And immigration rule is and the civil law rules. Immigration rules is please ask me, like me, immigration lawyer, and understand Japanese language. Japanese, I'm sorry, in Japanese people cannot speak English. Mostly Japanese people most cannot speak English. So please understand Japanese language. And then if you understand the Japanese language, you can mm, you it's easier to understand the rules in Japan. And and keep as a document as possible. Earlier, I told you, Japan is document-based society. So please keep the document. And and this is very very important. I think get involved in the community. Avoid becoming the um, あら、なんこれ avoid becoming the isolated. Community is very important. So everyone cooperate their um, to live there better in Japan. So please get involved, join the community. Please change the pages. Mm. And the final word, I believe it very important for you all be aware of the rules necessary for living safely in Japan. I hope my explanation today has been of some help, and I shall conclude here. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you very much for your interest and attention. Thank you so much.
so much, for the effort to share with that, despite your English, challenges. We really appreciate it. Um, at this juncture, Madam Lawyer, we are going to worry you a bit. We will take some few questions, but we'll take them this way. We'll take 3 in a row to enable you to answer it. Then afterwards, we take another 3, but we're not going to take much of your time. Uh, Give and take 10 minutes, we should be done, or 10, 15 minutes, we should be done with the question aspect. Then we can let you go or close the meeting with other remarks. So thank you so much. If you are joining, this is the Diaspora series organized by the Embassy of Ghana in Japan. And so I've seen hands lifted. So we are going to take 3 questions in a row. So I will first, I've seen Hassan. I will call Hassan to ask his question. Then I will call Siesom. I would like to see your name, if that's your name, because it's very important. I need to know your name, not the phone. Mr. Hassan and Mr. Siesom. Is Siesom correct? Then Mr. Yaha Sedu. So these 3 people will ask their questions. Then we'll let our lawyer answer them. If it has to do with the embassy, thankfully we have our consular officer also from the embassy who is also present. So if it has to do with the embassy, he's standing by to also answer those questions. And so I will start with Mr. Hassan. Mr. Hassan, please, can we all mute? Please, some are muted. Can we all mute, please? Thank you. So, Mr. Hassan, the floor is open to you. Okay, thank you, Hassan. But I want to be very sincere. There are a lot of us who have questions. So please, we'll stick the questions to 1 minute. And so some of the other questions, if you're not able to ask or ask the very important one, then you can send it to us, we can forward it to her, or she'll give her details later. We can send you her number, you can call her personally as well. So let's take from Mr. Siesom, then Mr. Yahao also come. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate. My name is Jason Thomas Kofi. Thanks for the immigration lawyer for her explanation. May God bless her. My first question, I have two questions. I don't know whether it's able, it will be good for me to ask all of it. One is, for instance, if you are married to a Japanese spouse and in case there is a divorce, in what criteria does immigration grant the long-term resident? In what criteria will you be granted the long-term residence? And my second question is that, for instance, I'm having a designated activity visa and I'm changing a status of residence. And I have applied already, but my designated activity visa is about to expire. Is it still advisable for me to apply for extension, or I should wait for the results of my new application? And the last one is not a question. I'll be glad if the lawyer can share her details, like contact information, if some of us need help that we can reach up to her. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Ya, your floor is open to you as well.
To guarantee for someone to be able to obtain the karihome? And how is one rejected for not qualifying to guarantee for someone to come out as a karihome? Thank you.
Yes.
The floor is open
I'm sorry.
to answer some of the questions.
I can explain the karihomen, but karihomen is a
Okay.
very complicated cases. So, I can I had mm, it, I'd better to explain
Yeah.
the individual by individual.
Oh, okay.
It's very sensitive.
Okay, okay. What about the other questions? Should I recap them for you? Somebody asked about the guarantee, that what are the consequences if you're a guarantor and you guarantee for someone and something happens? What are the consequences? Maybe the person failed to go back home, the person didn't go back because you guaranteed. What are some of the consequences?
What guarantee?
Um,
Guarantor?
yes, if you're a guarantor, what are the
Yeah. I know the guarantor, but for what guarantor? Yeah,
uh,
there is some
okay,
a kind of a guarantor, the karihomen or kandisochi or just only
okay,
renewable.
Hassan, yeah, visa application,
Visa application. Work visa does not require the guarantor, but spouse and long-term visa required guarantor. The spouse visa, the visa guarantor is a spouse. Must be spouse.
Okay, so what is the consequences if maybe you guaranteed, what he wanted to know is you guaranteed for someone and maybe the person absconded or the person has run away.
Yes.
The person, took advantage of your magnanimity and just took off. What would be the consequences to you, the guarantor? You explained it though, but I think most will not follow. You said it in your presentation, some of the consequences, but if you can just recap for them. Yeah. Mr. Samuel, you were saying something. Okay.
はい。Tourist visa, right? It's a different meaning, the guarantor. So tourist visa requires a guarantor. That guarantor is to, payment and payment of staying in Japan, and does not does not does not does not become the overstaying. Mm. Yes, care of, yes, yes. If you have a friend in Japan, mm, you ask them to become guarantor. It'll be better. Mm, mm, mm. Invited, right? Yes. What be problem?
Help
If
help with the Japanese, yeah. Help.
im- if inviter is imitation or has a problem, you are Christian? 徴兵人でしょインバイターでしょなります。そうです。ギャランターだから。もし、日本語で言いますね。ごめんなさい。もし、ツーリストで来て、帰らなかった場合、その在留期限内に帰らないでオーバーステイになっちゃった場合は、そのギャランターは二度とじゃあギャランターになれないです。
Okay. So the next.
もちろん、招聘人も、インバイターも、ギャランターも、ダメ。
Okay. I saw Professor Ponsan wanted to say something.
もう一ついいもう一ついいもし、例えば私の私の家族、例えばカズンがガーナから来ました。私がインバイター、ギャランターです。そのカズンがオーバーステイしてました。帰らなかった。私のビザも影響します。
Okay. Prof, you wanted to say something, Professor Ponsan.
うん。管理措置ね。管理措置だね。管理措置。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。
Thank you very much, Prof. He also asked the question, so our Japanese brothers can also help the lawyer to understand some of the questions. He also raised questions about paying of taxes and the consequences when people don't pay their taxes. If you can enlighten us also on that. He also raised issues about what are the options when a loved one is refused visa. Maybe you've invited a loved one and the loved one has been refused. What is the next step? And all that. He asked questions also. So Chris and Co, if you can explain to her so she can answer those ones.
なるほど。離婚した場合、ディボースケースは、デボースね。ディボースケースは、うん。で、うん。When someone divorced the spouse, immigration requires more than 3 years marriage life or 10 years marriage life. And also, someone, someone have a stable income. わかる？
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And before, when divorce, なんていうの、male, guy cannot apply to change status. But recently, guy can apply to change status to long-term visa. My client can change status to long-term visa. His marriage life is more than 3 years. Just only three is more than 3 years. But they don't have the children. And his spouse is Filipino. But he has an income stably. So he joined the 社会保険. So he can change to long-term visa. That case can change it to long-term visa without children. It's okay.
Uh,
Income. Mm. It's very important income. Very important. Mm. Mm. He has a designated visa holder, right? And he wants to change any visa, right? Mm. Mm. Yeah, you can, but I suggest you that you you had better to change the work visa. Yeah. You already applied? Oh, that's good. Yeah. Which which immigration did you apply? Mm.
Like so, like for instance, I'm applying for a humanitarian activity, humanitarian visa. I have already applied, by the designated activity visa I'm having is about to expire. I didn't hear from immigration about the humanitarian visa. The activity visa, whilst I'm waiting for the humanitarian visa.
Maybe when you change the status application, it was refused. Refused. うん。immigration granted designated activities again.
Ah, okay.
Maybe. This depends on the case. Depends on the case, yo.
Have your contact information, for instance, you are lying your contact information in case of anything. Okay, thanks so much. Okay. Okay, thank you.
activity, or because if you're applying for a change of status, right, it means that you have gotten employment in that area and then you are moving there. So have you quit the old one and have you started a new one?
The new one, the old one, because I'm not being granted the working visa I'm applying for.
Oh, okay, that's
So
fine. Because I wanted to advise that if you were leaving the old one, then you have to inform me the immigration I'm leaving. But since you are waiting for the permit to be granted, that is fine.
okay, so is it still advisable for me to apply for the extension of the old status of resident that I'm having, which is the designated activity visa?
Of course. So the key point is this: you submitted either appointment letter for the new one, right, with a starting date.
Yep.
Okay, so that is with the immigration. If you go for the extension, you
Yep.
will also submit your documents, right?
Yes.
The question will be, uh, when are you quitting this one? Or you have to explain to the immigration that because I'm going to this what new sector,
Yep.
but I have not quit this job because I'm waiting for the visa to be approved before I can move on.
Yep.
However, I'm asking for the extension. Should it happen that
I'm not granted the visa for the new sector, then I remain where I am because that you haven't caused any problem.
Yeah.
So it's better to ask for the extension so that you have something to hold on before anything happens.
Yeah, in case you have not been granted.
Yes,
anyone.
in case you have not been granted.
Well understand. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. Good. Okay. So I'm Emmanuel. I'm talking from Ghana, and then I would like to know. I would like to walk through about the visa process for, let's say, a student applying for school in Japan from Ghana then to Japan, and also, I'm currently doing my next scholarship application. And I've read through the document, and I got to know that I'm supposed to submit my document at the Japanese embassy. And then on the website too, they're saying I should submit it at the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. So I'm a bit confused about that one. Thank you.
To answer that. Miss Onda.
Yes.
Okay.
I can understand.
Okay, okay. He's asking about the study opportunities in Japan. And so, because it's my field, I could assist to speak to him on that. So, please, Emmanuel, in Japan, I mean, the MES is one of them. The MES scholarship is one of them. And the MES is, there are different types. We have the JDS, we have the JICA and all that. But the JICA JDS is purposely focused on civil servants in Ghana, in designated areas there has been an MOU signed between government to government, meaning that the government of Ghana, together with the government of Japan, signed an agreement to train our civil servants in specific areas. But the MES, which is also one of the scholarship, that one is open to the public. And so usually the MES for 2026, 2027, for instance, the process started 20th of May, which others, 20th of last month, that others have started applying, which is April. So you need to fill the forms, you need to choose your topic, and the topics you need to choose, as you are aware, is not to choose something from the net and just pick something. You need to sit with your supervisor, and it has to be something you did in your undergrad, especially if you're applying for a master's program. Then you apply and submit documents at the Embassy of Japan. So you could either submit it at the embassy or you submit it at the scholarship secretariat. They are all doing the same thing. So either way is fine. You submit at the embassy or you submit it at the secretariat. The secretariat will submit it on your behalf. But if you want to submit directly to, you can do that. Emmanuel, I don't know if I've answered your question. Oh, okay. But as I said, it's within the purview of the Japanese government. They have a board, they sit down, they analyze because it's not only Ghana, there are several African countries. So they look at it, then they select. But every country has a quota. So they work based on the quota basis and the criteria and what they are looking out for. And based on that, students are chosen to come and either do their postgraduate and all, masters and all that. So that's how the selection is done. And when the selection is done, it comes with so many benefits. For instance, they are responsible for your visa, they are responsible for your stipends, they are responsible for your dormitory where you are going to stay and all that in Japan. You have a student visa, which comes with some part-time job if you want to do it yourself and all that. So it comes with a lot of benefits, and it helps you to be a legal person staying in Japan without necessarily trying to, use other means to come to Japan. Okay, any question? We can take two more questions for our lawyer before she leaves us. Two more questions for her. Anyone? Okay, Mr. Oppo. Usually, I prefer if your name is there. Oppo, is that the name? Yes, because of we are going to be reporting to Accra, so we need to know the names so that we know that the exact names you're writing.
It's okay. So
okay,
you
so
can make it.
please, the floor is open to you. You can ask your question.
Yes, my question has to do with the renewal. I mean, the cost of renewal of permits. For instance, if you have 3 years and you want to renew for another 3 years, how much are you going to pay? Because recently, I've heard that there's been some increases. You see, if this is true, that though you have to pay more for, I mean, to renew your visa. Thank you.
Sir, can you help her understand the question for us, Chris?
Next year, maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Okay.
Yeah. Next year, maybe, probably. Once 1 month ago, I talked to immigration staff, and probably immigration rules will be changed again. Revenue stamp fee and rules will be changed.
Last question for today. Last question. Our last question. If not, then it means that we are all good to go. Okay, there are some of asked question. Someone says that, Christian, can you interpret that one? It says, with the possible introduction of an N2 Japanese language requirement for humanities, engineering specialists specialists in what? In international services, visa category, which industries or job sectors do you believe will be the most significantly affected? Christian, is it possible to translate that for him for me?
Humanity visa requires to have the LPT too, but depends on the job. This is a Japan depends on the job. It means the translator need Japanese language. Yes, into. But for example, IT engineer and then technical skills. No need Japanese language. Job is a
Thank you, Christian. We have Caesar. Caesar, you'll be the last person, so then we can bring our meeting to a close. Caesar, the floor is open to you. What you can do is that you can reach out to the embassy. Sometimes some of these things you can reach out to the embassy for more clarification. They are very open. They will listen to you, and you can also reach out to me, and I can also assist you. But usually, to be on the safer side, it is always, yeah, Caesar. It seems Emmanuel wants to answer you. Emmanuel, what's the answer?
You could see that just below, get to the end of the page, you could see that they have written a table there, and then it shows that for each particular form you're supposed to fill, you have original copy, and then you have copies of it. So if it is original copy, they'll say that one, and then copies two. So for the medical certificate, you can submit the number of copies they are requesting and keep the original paper with you. So that's what I got to know when I was in a particular seminar. Thank you.
We have our consular officer, Mr. Samuel. He'll bring us some few words because he deals with most of these issues, and I would like him to touch on, some of the things that gives him headache a lot. So far as these things, what we are discussing is concerned, then he will bring us the closing remarks. Then we can do the closing prayer. Then we'll be out. So, Mr. Samuel, please, the floor is open to you. Hello, Mr. Samuel.
So I'll move on straight to the vote of thanks. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we conclude today's diaspora engagement series, I deem it a great honor to be called upon to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the embassy. To begin with, I'll extend our deepest gratitude to Ms. Onda Kora for honoring this invitation as the speaker of this event. This program has indeed broadened our perspective and given us a lot to reflect on. We are also thankful for the contributions of our distinguished speakers and panelists for sharing their knowledge on the subject matter. To the acting head of mission and the entire staff of the mission, thank you for your tireless efforts in planning and the smooth execution of this seminar. A special thanks to all our participants and attendees for your active engagements. Your comments and suggestions have enriched the discussion and made this event a collaborative success. Thank you all for your time, your energy, and your presence. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Based on that, you can give your number. You can mention your number. That is, if you are okay mentioning your number to them. Please, the floor is open for you to talk about your firm and your email or contacts that they can reach you.
Okay, I shared my number.
Okay. So she's putting it on the platform. You can pick it there and you can contact her as well. While she's doing that, I want to also use the opportunity on behalf of our ministry back home, our Minister for Foreign Affairs, and also our principals to say thank you. As our head of mission, our acting head of mission did intimate, we are not in normal times because of the eyebrow that has been raised concerning these issues of immigration. And so please, let's Ghana is not in good books. I want to be speaking plainly to us as Ghanaians. And as our AG said, if we don't do something about it, I can guarantee you that, I mean, in the coming years, people who are innocent, who have done what is required, I mean, may not have the opportunity. I mean, I've never been to a country where Ghana is so held in high esteem until I came to Japan. Sometimes you go for meetings and there are other countries and you hear top politicians, top people whisper to you and say, Ghana, relax. You guys don't have a problem. We love you guys. We are doing business with you. We want that to continue so far as our engagement with our Japanese counterparts are. And it will not only take the embassy's effort, it will take all of us, including those of us living here in Japan and those of us also in Ghana who are doing other things to bring families here, not through the proper channel. When you do that, please think about the good of all of us, the opportunities that you'll be closing for all of us when such actions are taken. And so on behalf of all of us, Ms. Onda, we want to say thank you so much for availing yourself, your time to be able to join us. We hope we'll be able to do this again, and we will tell our superiors what you have done to also help the community in terms of educating us. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, compatriots. Thank you also for your time. Thank you, Mr. Jafrik Radio. Thank you, our GSU president. Thank you, our chair for the Ghana community. Thank you all, the executives, everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you. Arigato.
ありがとうございます。
Come home to royalty. Welcome to Adosu Royal Hotel, located at New Pomo, Akosombo. Nestled in the heart of New Pomo, Akosombo, where the river flows and the breeze whispers peace, lies a sanctuary of comfort, elegance, and love. Adosu Royal Hotel. The moment you arrive, you are not just a guest, you are a family. At Adosu Royal Hotel, love is abundant and every detail is designed with you in mind. A beautiful room with a view of the Volta River, clean cribs bedding, and a local decor. Relax in our spacious air conditionings. Wake up to the serene views and the sounds of nature. And yes, sumptuous breakfast, always with a smile. Whether it's business, romance, or a weekend escape, Adosu Royal Hotel has the space, the taste, and the grace. Come home to royalty. Adosu Royal Hotel, Akosombo, where love meets luxury. Contact us on 0242 980453 or 020-813-7933. You can send us email at adosuroyalhotel2@gmail.com. Thank you.